Hello everyone and welcome to our project presentation. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So the title of our research is The Role of Race and Sex on Evaluations of Maturity and Culpability of Teenagers. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off with our introductions. My name is Dailin Johnson. I'm a transfer student and I'm a psychology major.
Hi, my name is Jazlyn Wilson. Just like Dailin, I am also a transfer student and a psychology major. Before we jump into the rest of the presentation, I kind of wanted to give a little background on why we chose this topic and what our research is about. To fully grasp the concept of racism, you must first understand the underlying basis of supremacy, stereotyping, and prejudice. All three of these things contribute to the continued injustices that Black people and other people of color face. We are studying the correlation of race and sex to the culpability and perceptions that people have on those who are committing crimes. It is also important to research this topic because for centuries now, Black people have faced racism and discrimination. They have not been given the same equality and leniency of those who are white, and we must assess why this is and understand what actions need to be done to change it. It is evident throughout our research that Black people are discriminated against when it comes to crime and criminal justice. Most of the articles that we use throughout the research clearly exemplify the injustices that are being done to Black people within the criminal justice system, and even more so to Black men. There is a disparity when it comes to justice with those of different races and sexes as well. You must assess these disparities and acknowledge them to start the beginning of a change. The research question that we have proposed for our study is how does sex and race affect attributions of criminal culpability and maturity among teenagers? This research is important because it brings up an important conversation and topic that we must address. This study is important because in order to effectively address the differences and disparities in outcomes, such as arrest rates and sentence lengths, between those of different races and genders, we first must understand how race and gender is perceived. It is important to research this topic because for centuries now, Black people have faced racism and discrimination.
The hypothesis that we have come up with for our research is that we expect Black boys and girls to be described as more culpable and mature than white boys and girls. Within the articles that we used for our research, the majority of them were focused on race and how it is used as a factor when deciding criminal intent and sentencing. Studies have attributed race being a factor in criminality to the fact that Black criminals are seen as more violent, aggressive, and have an overall stereotype put upon them that they would always be criminals, even despite their past if it says otherwise. This is especially evident when the ones doing the sentencing are white. Juveniles are also evaluated differently in the criminal justice system. But when these juveniles are Black, they are typically not seen as a child and more often than not treated as an adult and not given the same grace like leniency and understanding and equality like equal sentencing and justice as their white counterparts. When talking about the intersectionality of race and gender, it is extremely important to assess the disparities that are between women and men. This disparity is even more evident when race is involved. Those who are white are given more leniency than those who are Black, as well as those who are female are given more leniency than those who are male. The findings that we are expecting to discover within our research are along the lines of most of our respondents believing that those who are of color, or Black specifically, are more culpable and are treated more maturely than their white counterparts. We thank you for listening to our project presentation and would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.